the voice, one of the most versatile instruments in the world. It can be soft, loud, percussive, strange. It can convey a vast array of emotions, tell stories, create atmospheres, and it is unique to each one of us. Hey, that's me, Clarice Assad. I'm first and foremost a composer. My biggest dream as a young composer was to write for the orchestra. When you study orchestration, you learn how to write for each individual instrument, their capabilities, range colors, and how they mix together to create music. Learning about orchestration completely changed the way I think about the voice. Eventually, I began using the voice as an instrument. And since the voice is my main instrument, today I will share with you a little bit about how I use it. My aunt Keita Assad was the first person I've ever seen doing something different with her voice, different than just singing out lyrics. She was basically humming and doing some clicking sounds at the same time, so it was like two
Is
people.
it like beatboxing sort of?
I'll show you. Something like that. And thank you. These are called extended vocal techniques, and I use them for a bunch of things. I think of these sounds as colors, enhancements for the orchestration I'm working with. I will show you a bunch of examples of how I use them in my own performances and how they work within a certain instrumentation group. I'll also talk about scat singing, talk a little bit about the difference between scat singing to a song with lyrics over chords and a completely wordless composition. One of the ways that I like to play with my voice is by trying to make it sound like a percussion instrument. I am from Brazil, so I lean towards making sounds that have more to do with the instrumentation of the music of Brazil. For example, the tabla, the ceramic drum. Sounds like these are very delicate, and so I tend to use these sounds when I am playing with instruments like the guitar or a kalimba or anything that will get out of the way of it being too loud, because it's very soft. Assessing different sounds and parts of your mouth and combining different techniques, not only singing techniques, but the techniques that are made for other instruments, let's say the flute or the trumpet. I spent a lot of time, many years, singing in unison with the piano to practice my pitch. It dawned on me, why don't I try to sing crazy intervals like a major or a minor second or maybe sevenths apart. In the next clip, you're going to see me singing a composition that I wrote. I have a whole band backing me up. So the more melodic my solo is, the better. If I have too much going on as far as rhythm or any other things, I might get in the way of what they're doing, and they might get in the way of what I am doing. So actually, less is more. But that doesn't mean that you cannot add colors to enhance that. So for example, in that little clip, there is a part where I use a sound done from the back of my throat, which is different than the rolling the tongue. It comes from the back of the throat, and it sounds like this. Now I combine this technique of which sounds very jazzy, with going back and forth up in the scale and in the style of, we would say, Ella Fitzgerald or Sarah Vaughan.
Et tout si t'y attends, mon cher, il t'y attend. Mon cœur est tout dévoué à tes douceurs. Et vois que je sens mon âme qui s'allume. Les plus belles étoiles sont à Paris.
So I studied many different singers, heard many different singing traditions, paid attention to what instruments could do, and eventually began developing a voice of my own. But now what? The most important thing to me now is to share the knowledge I have acquired along the years, learn from other people, and keep discovering more ways to orchestrate with the voice.